Welcome to the channel, guys, where we talk about money and tech. If you're into those things, make sure you tap subscribe, hit that notification bell. But today we're talking about how to travel for free in 2021. So first half of the video, I'm going to be talking about the explanation. And in the second half of the video, I'm going to talk about my game plan and how to maximize traveling for free and all of these rewards points. So if you don't know already, this video is centered around maximizing credit card reward points to be able to go travel the world for free and maximize flights and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna start by describing like credit cards. If you don't already have one, it's a good way to actually make all of your purchases because they do typically give you points back and rewards from all of your spending. So before I had credit cards, I just used a debit card and I thought credit cards were evil and this, that, and in school they taught us, like in high school, that debt is bad, all of that nonsense or whatever. But then I'm finding out if you actually just pay your bill off every single month, it's gonna boost up your credit score. It's gonna give you all these rewards with certain companies. There's so many benefits that it's just dumb to keep a debit card. So now I use credit cards on a daily basis, and the main reason why is because they give you points where debit cards don't give you. So some of these points can be miles on travel expenses, or they can actually be cash back. So when I first started, I started off with cash back cards so I could get the actual cash back. And even though they say cash back cards, it's not really cash back. It's actually just a statement credit that you get back on your card, which is basically as good as cash. Because when you use the credit card, you're actually spending it on something that you would normally spend your debit card on or like your cash on. And then at the end of the month, once you hit the minimum spend that they require for you to get that bonus when you sign up, then they're actually going to give you a statement credit. For example, a popular one would be like a $200 statement credit. I'm going to leave the links of all these credit cards that I mentioned down below, so you can check the description and apply for those. You do want to make sure for these cards, you mainly want to have like a 680 credit score and above. So if you don't know your credit score, make sure you download Credit Karma app. It gives you like a generalization of like where your score might be. But stick to, if this is your first credit card, you definitely want to start with a beginner card. So all the cashback cards, they're typically beginner cards, such as the Chase Freedom Flex, Chase Unlimited. I'll leave those down in the description below. I started off with the Chase Unlimited when I was back in college because it gave me a $200 cashback reward after spending $500 in the first few months. So if you meet that minimum spend on the card, you could do it by spending anything on the credit card. As long as you could use a credit card for that, you'll meet the minimum spend. Then they'll give you $200 on credits, which they also call cash back. So as you jump up the ranks from Freedom Unlimited, if you like Chase, if you have Chase, I recommend it. It's really easy. You have all your cards in the app. I also have the Amazon one because it gives you 5% cash points or cash back on Amazon purchases that you make from Amazon, which 5 times points back or cash back or whatever it says is actually a lot. So whenever you see anything over like 2x back, that's typically a lot, because a lot of basic ones, they just give you like 1x on all your purchases. So from there, I moved on to a annual fee card. And I was pretty afraid of paying for an annual fee card because I don't want to pay to use credit cards every single year. But when I actually broke down the math and I found out that it was actually pretty worth it. So I signed up for the Chase United card, the Explorer Mileage Plus, and they actually gave me a bonus of 60,000 points that I could use for a plane ticket or any type of travel expense that's within their jurisdiction. So what that equates to, it's basically about a $750 credit that you can get after you meet the minimum spend within 3 months. So what is the minimum spend? So for this particular card at this time, the minimum spend was actually about $3,000. So if you're typically spending $3,000 within 3 months, this is going to be perfect for you. If you're not, there are ways to meet that minimum spend without going out of your way by purchasing. I'll probably make a separate video on this, so check the link below. But just to give you a few examples, you can pay up your phone bill for the year. You're gonna use your phone bill anyways, so you might as well just put it all on your credit card. You could also pay up your insurance up for the year, you know, the 6 months or whatever, to meet that minimum spend if you're not meeting it soon enough. So that's the card that I started with in terms of annual fee, and it's definitely paid off. I was able to go to California for only $5. So it wasn't free. For some reason they charged me some type of fee. It was about $5, but basically that would have been like a $200 flight, and I still have like 50,000 more points that I can probably go to Japan from here for free. So that's definitely going to help you travel more for free. And when you step more so into these points and mileage cards, that's when you're going to get big cash bonuses, and you're going to be able to accumulate them and translate them to actual plane tickets. So when I mentioned how to travel for free, I'm basically talking about applying for credit cards and getting accepted, obviously, and cashing in on those bonuses that they give you up front from signing up with them, and then keep on applying for them like periodically. So whenever you run out of points, you might want to apply for another card that has a big bonus like 60,000 or above, and then keep your rewards coming in. Now for these annual fee credit cards, you will have to pay for them every single year, but for some cards you can actually downgrade them, or you can actually cancel them so that you don't have to pay for it anymore. So if at any point in time, if you feel like you do not want to pay for the annual fee, then you could go ahead and cancel it. Now that will affect your credit. The way it's going to affect your credit is that it's going to erase all of that history from your credit. So it's better to keep all of your credit cards and never cancel them. But if you have to pay an annual fee, I would recommend downgrading the card before canceling it, so you can downgrade to a $0 annual fee. So the next card I'm going to be planning on getting is probably the Amex Gold card or the Chase Sapphire Preferred card. So the Chase Sapphire Preferred card is about a $99 annual fee. And right now, I think they're giving you about 60,000 bonus points, as well as the Amex Gold card. Now, the difference between the Amex Gold card and the Chase Sapphire Preferred is that Amex gives you 4x on many purchases, and the main difference is on the Preferred, that the Chase Preferred gives you only 2x on a lot of purchases. But it's a Chase card, so if you're used to the Chase app, then the Chase puts all of your cards right there, and it's really easy to just add that to your daily way of life. So with the Amex Gold, actually the annual fee is much higher. It's about $250 on the Amex Gold, but they're both metal cards and one's a gold card. So if you like style, you might want to be interested in that. And there are a bunch of benefits to these cards. Not only do you get free cash back or bonuses, but you do get certain perks like free baggage claim depending on like the airline, or free airline meals and credits, and DoorDash credits and Uber credits, Lyft credits. It really just depends on which card you're actually picking. So when you apply, before you apply to a card, make sure you look at the details and see what benefits you're getting and how that applies to your life. You might get a lot of points back on groceries, but maybe you don't spend money on groceries. Maybe you're traveling more. So just keep that in mind when you're looking up these credit cards. But do not be afraid of credit cards, because they are not evil. It's just really the way you use it. Now, I do highly recommend, if you're going to be picking up a credit card, make sure you are responsible, because if you leave the balance over every single month, the interest fees are typically high. And if you're not responsible, this is a fast way to get in debt. So I wouldn't really recommend credit cards to people that are not financially strong or responsible, because it's a fast way to get into debt. But if you are pretty responsible with your money, I would say once you apply for this credit card, put it on auto pay and then set it to your full statement balance. So at the end of the month, when you're actually, when your bill comes due, then you could actually pay it off on auto pay straight from your account, and then you don't have to worry about that. For those of you that are actually worried about dinging your credit, do not stress too much about these credit inquiries, because this is actually the way you have to build your credit, by taking out certain types of credits so that banks can see your history over about 7 years and actually judge you based off of your actual credit. If you don't have any credit cards or loans, then they have nothing to judge you by, and then your no credit is basically good as having bad credit. So I always recommend people to start as soon as possible, because it takes about 7 years to build a really solid credit score. So if you haven't started by now, I would recommend checking out the links below. You can actually get those sign-on bonuses. They are referral links, So anybody that signs up, they do kick back a bonus to me, and it does help support the channel. So when you ding your credit for these applications, it's not gonna be a super heavy hit. It might knock your score down 3 to 7 points, but after about 3 months, the effect starts wearing off. And after about 2 years, it completely erases from your account. So what I would recommend, if you can get approved, I would recommend getting a new card like every 3 months, especially if you're starting off, so that you can cash in on some of these bonuses, especially if there's 0 annual fee. You don't really want to apply for a bunch of annual fee credit cards because you might get mixed up or forget about like the cards you have, and then you definitely want to make sure you're making money and not forgetting about bills that you have to pay. So if you're worried about your credit, don't be. This is how you start. I was worried in the beginning as well, but as I built more and more, now my credit score is almost over 750. So if you are shooting for that 800, 850 credit score, this is one of the ways that you want to start, along with possibly car loans and house loans or personal loans where you vary your credit. But basically in the Credit Karma app, it says that you want to have 10 or more multiple kinds of credit lines. So if you don't have any credit cards, like I said, I would recommend that you start, unless you're not a very responsible person with your money. So if this helped you out, don't forget to smash that subscribe button, check the links below. Let me know down in the comments if I'm missing anything, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Happy New Year.